Yeah, listen up, this ain't a game. Truth Seekers 88, we reclaim no mask, no lies, no doubt, no pause. We see the system, we know the cause. We ain't blind, we read the signs. Contracts twist, but we hold the line. Mike stands tall, the sheepdogs ride. Admin's watching, truth stays alive. We laugh together, cry as one. Tribe ain't broken, we ain't done. Justice lives, truth runs deep, heart to heart. Family speaks, no more shadows, no disguise. We see past the blinding lies. Hand in hand we walk, we show. Truth Seekers 88, let them know. Through the fight, through the years, through the laughter, through the tears. Sheepdogs, the admin stand. Truth Seekers 88, we take a stand.
Hey, how's everybody doing on this wonderful Monday? Beautiful day in the neighborhood. It is July 21st, 2025. How's everybody doing out there? I don't know why the comments aren't coming across on here. Let me check. There it goes. There we go. Alrighty. I'm checking everything out, make sure everything's running. Hot, hot, hot. Greetings. How's everybody doing tonight? Check it out. 1 second. Here we go. Let's see. Alrighty. Looks like everything's up, doesn't it? Rumble's up.
Yeah,
YouTube's
Rumble's up. Truth Seekers good. I'm not sure what to check.
Okay. Yeah, I want to thank everybody for helping us out with Miss Linda yesterday, last night, and today.
Yes, we were able to reach the goal, which is awesome. So we're going to be looking for the RV now. Hopefully we can get back to her soon.
All right. I'm just looking through my, seeing what I'm going to bring tonight. Here we go. Yep. So they reached the goal, almost there, and they are shopping. All right.
Yeah, we're still shopping.
Still shopping. So I want to thank everybody because we couldn't do it without you. So you guys made it possible, and we appreciate it. And I'm sure Scruffy's going to appreciate it.
Oh, yes. We're very excited and very happy for the achievement we made last night. It was wonderful.
So a couple things happened. It's kind of interesting. I'm going to show that. Let me banner. Here we go. Share screen. I'm giving y'all play-by-play. So we had a couple things yesterday take place. Most people would never even catch it, but I picked up on it. But here we go. Trying to get this to share. There we go. What's happening, y'all? What's happening? All right, here we go. But we're going to go over the prescription side effects here in a minute. We're going to talk about prescriptions and prescription side effects here in a minute. But first, we're going to go over the brother of late NFL star Pat Tillman arrested after crashing into a San Jose post office, causing a fire. Right, kind of strange.
Yeah, it is. Pat Tillman, right?
Right.
I think that was.
Hey, JR, yeah, this post office was gutted by fire. Workers behind me, you can see, are boarding up the building at this hour. Neighbors walking by can't believe it. It's believed the car that was used to crash into the building.
So he crashed the car into the building, and then he sprayed Viva la May. What does that say?
Building is still there. Biggest surprise today, police arrested 44-year-old Richard Tillman on suspicion of arson. He's the younger brother of NFL star Pat Tillman.
I woke up around 2:50 to like explosion sounds, and I looked out my window and the post office was in flames.
Heather Roberts watched as the Almaden Valley post office erupted in flames early Sunday.
When we went outside, there was a man standing in the parking lot with a bunch of belongings.
U.S. Postal inspectors say a suspect crashed his car into the post office, the vehicle catching fire, causing the entire building to go up in flames. It took dozens of San Jose firefighters to get the blaze under control.
Postal inspectors are investigating as an intentional act. It will, of course, be determined in a court of law whether or not it was, but it does not look like an accident so far.
Postal inspectors confirmed San Jose police arrested Richard Tillman, booking him into the Santa Clara County Jail. Tillman seen here in a 2015 interview with ABC 7 News. He's the brother of San Jose native and NFL star Pat Tillman, who chose to serve his country in Afghanistan as an Army Ranger. Tillman was killed by friendly fire in 2004. His photo seen here in a box left on the sidewalk.
Okay. Now, what are the odds of the photo and a clear tote be facing outwards in the middle of a parking lot?
And viva in Spanish means long live. Interesting, huh?
So, Viva la me, long live me.
Yeah, long live me.
So we have Pat Tillman's picture right here, number 40. Right. Neatly set in the parking lot, by the way.
Right, right.
Here, let me get my stuff out, put it in the parking lot, and then I'm gonna blow up or drive through a building and
And
catch it
there's
up.
his picture just so happens to be facing, showing everybody, right?
Outside the crash site, it's believed Richard Tillman may have also tagged the front
Long live me, or is that MT?
of the post office building with this message.
I've seen the
me.
graffiti, probably same as you have. It was not there yesterday, so we do believe the same person whose car that was caused the fire and put the graffiti up. The meaning of it is not known, certainly to us.
It's very sad that someone would do this. Is this our neighborhood post office?
This happened in our neighborhood and impacts all of our friends and family who live in the area. So it's really upsetting. I'm really glad no one was in the building at the time.
As for all the mail and packages inside,
At this point, we're assuming that all the mail that was in the building at the time is burned up, gone, unrecoverable.
it's really unclear what the future of this post office is and how long it may be closed. In the meantime, postal officials say P.O. Box customers and notice left mail customers can go to the Willow Glen post office in San Jose on Meridian Avenue. And police say at this point there is no motive for the crime that occurred here. That is still under investigation. We have reached out to the Pat Tillman Foundation for comment. So far, no response. We're live in San Jose. Cornell Bernard, ABC 7 News.
All right. So, what are your thoughts on that? Let me pause this. What are your thoughts on that? Let me go back to it.
Cheating said that's because the Epstein list was in there.
That's what the Epstein list was? Post office?
Right,
Somebody said his package was probably late.
right.
Here, let me crash my car into the building, set it on fire, and then I'm going to leave all kinds of things that identify who I am.
Right.
What in the bloody hell would the Pat Tillman Foundation have to say? Yeah, I don't know. They asked him for comment, but
Right. Something with his foundation, huh? And it sounded like maybe he was saying it's still alive.
yeah, it's just,
Maybe
that's
they
what it
used his
says.
foundation for something that wasn't.
Because he was a witness to war crimes,
Yes. Yes.
right? So, those people acted like that they lost a loved one in there,
Right.
or maybe some mail.
Right.
Yeah. Package probably late to arrive.
Were you not showing that?
Show them what?
Positive, I guess you're going to show us.
Yeah, if you know, you know. If you know who Pat Tillman is and what that's about,
Yeah.
then you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Well, it's been said that he was still alive, right? So that I think that might be hinting towards that. Said Viva. What? Viva what?
Viva la me.
La me. Which means,
Me.
Viva means long live, so long live me.
His brother's name was Richard. He's about 44 years old. His little brother.
44, and that's 8.
And that's a federal building too.
Right.
Crown Boulevard.
Right. Crown Boulevard. Interesting, huh? And it says live.
Yeah. Hold on, let me try to get this. Okay. The U.S. Agricultural Secretary says that Medicaid recipients can replace the deported farm workers, and they're going to pick from 34 million able-bodied adults in our Medicaid program as potential workers. So that's
Isn't that nice?
problem, reaction, solution.
Right.
That's all it is. So Brooke Rollins also claimed that automation is going to replace the immigrant labor force despite repeated evidence of failure. The U.S. Agriculture Secretary has suggested that increased automation and forcing Medicaid recipients to work could replace the migrant farm workers being swept up in Donald Trump's massive deportation campaign, despite years of evidence and policy failures that those kinds of measures are not substitutes for the immigrant labor force underpinning American agriculture. Well, they say Donald Trump's mass deportation campaign. Yeah, if you like that, the mass deportation campaign, then you probably more than likely also agreed with Barack Obama, because he deported way more.
Most. Yeah, he did the most.
He's done the most thus far.
Yeah, he just did it under the radar. I mean, not a lot of people were aware of how that he was deporting them left and right.
It's because he was a Democrat.
And in mass.
Trump's a Republican, so
he's the one that had them in cages, right?
Yeah. It's a Democrat thing. They don't say it when they're doing it themselves, but when it's the other guy, they put it under a microscope and make it look like it's bigger than it really is.
Right.
Not saying that that those guys, the way they're doing it is kind of pretty shitty out there, beating the shit out of people.
Right.
Kind of like our law enforcement, breaking windows, punching people in the face, pulling them through the doors.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But this is the problem, reaction, solution, right? The U.S. Agricultural Secretary has suggested that I did automation, and we talked about Obama deporting way more people. But all they did was they used this as an excuse to fund the federal government. They have now one of the biggest federal militaries. The FBI is like number 15 on the list now.
Yeah.
I mean, not the FBI, but ICE.
ICE.
Yeah. So they just threw a bunch of money at them to weaponize the federal government.
Yeah.
Against the
but I
people.
think a lot of this is, I think, my personal opinion, is all disclosure.
Yeah.
Because almost a lot of these things, it's like they took every president and rolled it all into Trump. Everything they did, and he was showing you how they did it. We missed it, like what Obama was doing, like with the deportations and what happened in 1940 something, when they deported all the Hispanics and Japanese.
That was after World War II, after Pearl Harbor.
Right.
They created concentration camps.
Right.
Which are now called FEMA camps, which is now Alcatraz.
So they were showing you, because there was a guy on TikTok. I think I sent it to you, but you have to find it. But he was walking through a place in Louisiana where it looked like it had U.S. federal government, and he went kind of back in there, and it looked like the long things like concentration camps look like. And he was like, did America used to have concentration camps? Because it sure was set up like one. And so, yeah, I think there was things going on here we were not aware of. They kind of hid in history, right? So we're kind of being revealed that way. I think a lot of this is being revealed.
So you can come off Medicaid and be like, nah, I'll go ahead and hit that herbs and those tinctures that Miss Sheepdog has.
Right.
I'll go ahead and do the herbal route. No, I'll go ahead and grow my own farm, my own food.
Exactly.
Yeah, so that's why it was important that we got ahead of this, taking care of ourselves, learning how to heal ourselves, knowing that everything has been provided for that, and everything's been copycatted and synthesized.
Yeah, they just copied nature. They
Yeah.
copied us. All the computers is based off of our biological everything in our human body. They just mirrored everything,
Yeah, think mirror.
which is all synthetic and not real. It's all from us. So that just shows you how powerful, how great we are, that they had to copy things after us. And we think those things are smart when it gets it from us. So it's a creation from us.
Yeah, you got my phone? I got some pictures I can
Yeah.
post. Let me pull up this article real quick, because you almost had me going into the creation part and showing them how we are basically the same fingerprint in nature, and
Yes.
how is this, even in trees,
Yes.
is in our whole being,
geometry, everything. Yes.
our lungs, everything that goes to our
Thumbprint.
brains, our fingerprint looks like the damn bark when you cut it. When you look at the top of a stump,
Yep.
it's a fingerprint, right?
Yep.
But so we're like walking. We're more connected than we realize.
Yes, we need to listen to our own
Well,
bodies.
there's no way in hell you can be disconnected, because if God created everything, then that's what this all is.
That's right.
The whole creation.
And we're co-creators, so
You can't be separate from it, and that's where the robots come in.
we as co-creators created these things. So they're not superior to us. We're superior to them because we created those.
Hold on, I gotta pull up a couple of pictures real quick. So we're talking about biophysics, right?
Let me do that.
No, go ahead. Let me pull this, because I was screenshotting this right here. I want to show this.
So we're going to focus on little different topics this week. Try to get away from the shit show, because that's what it is, and it's just will bring you down. It will make you angry, and we don't need that. So we might cover a little here and there, just something that might be important that you might have to think about or deal with. But other than that, we're not going to go into all the drama, the trauma that's constant.
So right here is the top of the brain.
The neuroscience, yes.
See, it looks like a tree.
The
See
stem.
the roots? Everything, the honeycomb shape, the bees make it. That's what we're in. You can't escape that.
Right.
All the way down to the molecular. Biophysics.
Yep.
DNA, the tree.
DNA. That's the tree of life.
Yeah.
Right. Your DNA.
When you get down into the fabric, as Enoch was telling us,
Right.
this is how they designed the buildings. This is how they designed the stained glass.
Yes.
They were down on a cellular level. They knew exactly
Everything.
outside. What was on the outside was also on the inside, right?
Yes.
They came from inner man, inner earth, inner
Earth.
to outer, not outer to inner.
Right.
So even in your DNA, your blood, all of it's all crystalline. It's all crystal. That's why they say crystalline DNA.
Which is the
Negative.
activation of your DNA memory, right?
Akashic records.
Your Akashic records.
We started on people having to. But we're going to get into that in a minute. But here's what they're saying on that. As far as that's concerned, you can go ahead and read the rest, but you get the notion of it's the real deal. So we got ether. There's a book I want to go into real quick. I was looking at, and we're going to be looking at thermodynamics. Sneaky, gotta open that. Biophysics, Merkaba. This is all even in your blood down to the molecular level shows this. This is the feminine, the masculine, the positive and the negative coming together, lower self and higher self.
And that's your aura too.
It's the Star of David, the real Star of David, right?
Yes. The Merkaba.
Mer is light. Ka is spirit. Ba is body. Light, spirit, and body. Vehicle of ascension. See the pyramid down, pyramid up, male, female. And they come together, boom.
The marriage. What is that?
Physical, mental, and astral.
Yeah, that's 3D, 4D, 5D.
Astral is light, mental, spirit, body, physical.
Celestial sphere to portray different planes of reality.
Yeah, these are the different, there's different planes.
It's like the rainbow.
7
right?
plus, it keeps going. I think 9 could be. And we're going to go into the Merkaba here in a second. These are the keys to the. This is Tesla's 369, keys to the universe.
Okay, cause we'll get with me. We'll maybe we'll put you on tomorrow. I think that's a great idea. Yeah, because it is going to get a little muddy coming up.
And then we're going to look at it at a microscopic level, our blood. I got a video of that. Atoms. Adams and Eve.
Adams and Eve, yeah.
So crystals in blood. Here it is. Ion microscope picture of a platinum crystal with nearly perfect lattice with 001 in the center and the 411s planes and the 4 corners. See it? 1 up, like the plus sign right in the middle. Goes out to all the 4 corners. This is March.
Lena said, put a big G in
This
the
is-
middle of it, and
this-
that's Freemasonry, not
Yeah.
the fake one.
Right.
It's duality. Yes.
Imagination.
Imagine.
So right here would be March, summer solstice, and then fall, and then winter. See the pyramid it creates on the top
Yes.
as above, and then so below. 3, 6, 9, 12. 3, 6, 9, 12. Let's do a figure 8. Boom. This is the molecular
Hey, Tasha.
this is field ion. Hold on. I'm coming out of the book of knowledge on this. That's the reason why I pulled all this up. I'm just getting ahead of it, but I'm going to open the book up here in a second. I just went ahead and pulled up some of the key things so that you can understand when I'm reading from the book, you have a visual of what I'm talking about. Wait for it to load.
Bright white light.
Bright white light. Right here, I got it on my disc. Right here, the keys. So we're talking about the keys.
Oh yeah.
The keys of David. The red, the gold, and the silver key. Get the crown. Here we go. Should be opening. Here we go. Come on.
Did you download it already?
Well, I got it on my flash drive. Here it is. Hold on 1 second. Here we go. It's acting funny.
You want to send it to me and I'll download it? Remind me. Send it to me, I'll download it, and then you can open it that way.
So the Merkaba is often represented by the Star of David, formed by two interlocking triangles or a stellated octatron. Octa.
October. Yeah.
Oct.
It was doing something.
Here it goes.
Yeah, Merkaba is a divine chariot seen by
I don't know what happened.
it disappeared now.
Hold on 1 second. Yeah, see, it's kind of. Is that it? Wait. I don't know. There you go.
Okay, it's found 44 times in the Masonic text of the Hebrew
we go. Check, check. There we go. Sorry about that. Computer froze up and kicked me off of my StreamYard. Let me go back. Let me pull up. All right. Let me pull up my documents real quick before I go share screen. Maybe that'll help speed up the process. Here it is, right here. Let me get it open. Here we go. Alrighty. Here we go. It's about 500 pages, but we're gonna go over one chapter. Because we are light beings. Here we go. Alrighty, there we go. Now let
Can
me.
you all hear us?
Yeah.
They sound good? Okay. About that. All right. Thank you.
Let's go here. Scroll. So we're talking about Yahweh's kingdom of light. Okay, come on. Come on. Here we go. Yeah. We're going to be talking about the divine light and the two pyramids that form the Star of David. The truth. And it goes all the way down to your blood, even the crystalline, this whole construct.
Are you showing it?
Yeah, I'm fixing to. There. All right. Show that. It's moving kind of slow. Here we go. I'm gonna have to close some stuff out because it's just driving me crazy. Let's close all that out. Close that. Close that. Close that. 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 There we go. All right, share screen. Here we go.
You show it.
Oh, it doesn't want.
It doesn't want you.
It makes me want to show it even more. there. Well, crap.
What's it called?
It's not the book, it's the system computer. Oh, here we go. Share screen. Let's go entire screen. There we go. Alrighty. There we go.
There it goes.
All right.
Finally.
So the keys to the living biophysical and astrophysical universe are the living light pyramids of life, existing within every structure, within every field of creation. Right? Enoch is telling us that each level of evolution has a pyramid of light through which the human creation must pass on its way into the greater creation. If we are to go beyond our three-dimensional set of creation, we must go through our three-dimensional field of energy into the multi-dimensional fields of pyramidal light energy. Therefore, each pyramid of light is energized with Yahweh's I in the center of the pyramid. This is a cosmological constant which enables every realm of intelligence to be reprogrammed into a higher level of creation when they can go through their pyramidal energy field of creation. Thus, the pyramid, the eternal programming of Yahweh's I, is there with you at all times, and it is working with every level of evolution. And if you look at the platinum crystal under a field ion microscope, you can see the bubble formations, which form pyramid shapes of light going from every stage of geometry all the way through the immediate field of the crystal. And if you look at the blood crystals under an electron microscope, you can find the shape of the pyramidal field and the crystal forms of blood. What you are seeing is the Merkaba, which connects the key pyramids so that the light can be used in unfolding the next stage of evolution. The key of Enoch is telling us that the biophysical relationships which exist in all life processes, from the smallest hydrogen atom to the largest quasi-stellar formation, are eventually going to prove that the pyramid of light is the central geometric form for all biophysical and conscious evolution. The pyramid shows that the universal mind is all present, not only every molecule of star ionization, but in every vibration of consciousness flow. Wherever you look, you're going to find that the consciousness flow is going to go into that universal constant. Everywhere you look. And they tested it. It's like when it wasn't looking, it was set still. It wasn't until the person observed it that it moved.
Yes.
So a close examination of the pyramidal units in hydrogen atoms will further reveal that the geometry of a Star of David as a life-giving form. In consequence, the hydrogen atom holds the clue to the hydrogen matrix, which makes up the present spin orientation of our evolutionary network. Once again, astronomers will understand why the ancients saw the pyramid as the gateway to the stars and the form through which star intelligence comes to serve human creation. Once again, man will understand how the geometries of the pyramid fuse space, time, and matter to form the ideal focus for star energy transmission. Enoch explained how the Brotherhood of Light established pyramids on certain planets in this solar system. In relation to Saturn, the key to the planetary table and density levels of other forms of intelligence operating within our solar system. These pyramids are built in grid formation and are connected to chronometers which measure the vibratory levels of consciousness on a given planet in units of 1,000 years. Have you heard that before?
Yes.
1,000 years? That's how they knew there was 1,000 years of peace, huh?
Yes.
Because they got
This is
1,000
cycle.
years of
Yes. Alignment.
units. So they determine when successive consciousness worlds can accept physical extraterrestrial guides, which nurture God level 0 growth to God level 1 status. 0, 1. Remember was talking about the 0 and the 1?
Mm-hmm.
And it's also in the computer programming, right? The mother and the son.
Yes.
It's a portal. This growth can occur many times using the same planetary sphere to evolve many species for existence in innumerable worlds. Pyramidal grids of information were established on Mars, for example, for use by artificial intelligence. They were built for the gathering of information deciphered from the magnetic lines of force attuned with thinking, servo mechanisms, or computers existing in our solar system. These pyramids were established in grid formation so that the artificial intelligence of the vehicle, through the stimulated emissions of radiation, could gather all information. All information through short electromagnetic wave amplifications. These major grids were established in units of 18, 9, and 9, right? Like we were just talking about. The different spheres, the different...
Yes.
We showed the physical, mental, and spiritual plane.
Yes.
And it goes... Because 9 is most high, you have 2. Which is the 9, because you create once... Because when you're going into one, you're coming out and you create a new one. That's the other 9.
Yes.
And it shows it like that, like 2 eggs connected, but it also forms like an 8, and infinity just... So the Maser grids were established in units of 18. 9 are A-line controls and 9 are B-line controls, connected just like your DNA with a non-planetary pyramid 5 formation, which is the central model for information processing. The pyramids are both 3-sided and 4-sided. That's why you had the 3-sided pyramid. Some people made them 3-sided and 4-sided. The grids collect knowledge about the complete range of subsystems, biomes, ecosystems, geological and evolutionary information, knowledge of energy working through all manifestations of physical form. For example, the grids measure energy as order and disorder transmitted through crystal structure and sunlight, and calculate all astronomic forces passing through the interplanetary crystalline network. Order, disorder, negative, and positive, right? Hot, cold, it's always that pull, inhale, exhale, same
Right. The opposite.
motion, heartbeat. The greater pyramids on Mars cover 10 times the area used by the co-creators in establishing the major pyramidal grid at Giza, and 5 times the area of the major pyramidal grid established in China during previous evolutionary cycles. Human intelligence must be initiated into the pyramidal functions of light before they can be advanced to the next ordering of evolution, the next consciousness time cell. Man will then see he is co-citizen and co-participant of star kingdoms, which are part of a cosmic pyramid, which is surrounded by a crystalline sphere, separating this universe from other universes.
What does that say in
Plate 3.
Okay. On Mars, showing the mineral foundation. Oh,
Mariner's 9, Mariner 9, with the NASA, but again, not the Mars that you would think.
right. It's another plane.
Yeah.
Probably a lower plane. The red planet, right?
Well, it's something like you would look at, see, when you're, let me go down here and I'll show you a little picture. Right. We're talking
from
The sacred.
project.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right here. See how it does do.
The warp, time
See.
warp. See, major artificial time warp areas used by the Brotherhood. That's how they do
Wait, let me
time
go back
warping,
up.
right?
So this is so we just read this. We came down to we're coming down here. We will then see that our human creation is part of the greater creation, which seeds its life codes by crystal invigation into cycles of star-filled creation. Before this can take place, the human evolution must be educated to understand the presence of the Merkaba, which is the key to engineering a whole new starseed creation. Enoch showed me how the mystery of the pyramid and the Sphinx were directly revealed in the landing of the Merkaba as the manifestation of the will within the will, which I witnessed as it opened up and became one pulsating center of light. Like when you're looking at the stars and they're sitting there doing the red and the blue,
Yes.
flickering, pulsating light technology in the shape of a pyramid. The Sphinx symbolically represents the face of the thinking spiritual intelligence, which can move in and out of our solar spectrum and show us how we can leave behind our solar evolution, the lion, and become one with the sons of light. That's why I call it the Lion's Gate.
Yes, that's it.
88.
Lionsgate portal.
Lion's Gate 88. Sun and the moon.
It's your. You have to have
It's
your
the,
Merkaba, right, to be able to get
Gold key, silver
through the
key.
gate.
Right.
It's all spiritual. It's all inside, right?
Yeah. So the in and the out is the 5D because we're in what? Plus time, 4D.
Right.
We're in a 3-dimensional plus time, and the in and out is the light. It's the Holy Spirit connection to source. So these spiritual vehicles of light, which will once again come down into the communities of the righteous, which are in special grid areas of spiritual vibration throughout the world. These grids contain the pyramidal light patterns that will receive the vehicle, which will come as the capstone of light, activating these centers of light consciousness. So the capstone is what they put on top of the pyramid, right? But when you look at the pyramid from the sky, it's the center, which is Yahweh's eye.
Yes. Or your third eye. Right.
Right,
And your
which is-
Merkaba is yours.
Which is right here. See. Let's go down here. Right here. Center of the pyramid. Oh, hold on. I got the picture. Right here. This is looking down on it. Come on. There it is. This would be God's eye. 4 corners would be the 4 different animals you see. And each and then it's this is a 4-sided pyramid. This is your 11, 11, 11, 11. And then your 1 and your 1 with the 9 in the middle, 191. And this is just a microscopic picture of a platinum crystal. It's also in the blood as well. And even the bees make the hexagonal or octagonal
Yes.
shape. Here's atoms under a microscope.
Why is the channel buzzing?
So the spiritual vehicle, okay, this is the process of transforming the human evolution to co-participate with the higher evolution. This process of transformation is directed through the proper pyramidical frequencies of light and balanced by the energies of the Shekinah universe. The Shekinah universe is the body substratum, which allows this world to be transmuted into the higher worlds from its most intrinsic parts. Thus, the Shekinah universe transforms the basic building blocks of intelligence out of the sea of the eternal to go into the presence of the Father. The Shekinah universe is the substratum for the universe of the Sun universe. It consists of programs of creation and evolution directed by the paradise of sun, spanning different life combinations of intelligence from the gross terrestrial to the pure light. So we go over here, we're talking about there it is. There's the honeycomb. That's what the bees are, right? That's atoms under a microscope. This is how they made all their stained glass windows. Different frequencies, different crystalline structures. So the term Shekinah, also spelled Shekinah, refers to the divine presence of God and its visible manifestation, particularly in Jewish tradition and mysticism and Kabbalah, where it is often associated with the divine feminine. Right? So that's what they're talking about, the divine feminine. It is also seen as a spark of the divine within us, a connection to God, and can be equated with the Holy Spirit in some spiritual perspectives, represented by a dove. And that's why they has the dove come down with Jesus or to his head, right?
Spirit.
So that's what we're talking about. It represents God's presence in the world, sometimes experienced as a literal physical manifestation or a powerful, awe-inspiring glory. In the Old Testament, this was often seen in a natural phenomenon like the pillar of cloud and fire. So in Jewish mysticism, the Shekinah is a prominent concept often described as the feminine aspect of God, embodying attributes like love, compassion, justice, and healing. Everybody was wanting to know when justice is going to be here. Well, wouldn't that be the second and third coming, wouldn't it?
Yes.
Within us all, which would be
Within
love,
us.
compassion, justice. You want justice and healing.
And Jesus means justice. That's what Jesus means. Justice. And the law is Torah. That's what Torah means. Law. Not man-made law. God's law.
So the concept of God's presence is also found in the New Testament, as seen in the angel's glory shining around the shepherds, or the transformation into the Lord's image through the Spirit. Some interpretations link the tearing of the veil of the temple with Christ's death to release the release of the Shekinah, allowing for a direct indwelling of God within individuals. When they say the kingdom of heaven is within. So here's the atoms. So this isn't all of creation. This is the fabric of life, right? And they call it a fabric. You see the honeycomb shapes? Here we are down here.
Just like the honeycomb.
is all under a microscope. See the four corners? Here, 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 and here, center. God's always centered. Whoa, I don't know what the heck that is.
It looks like a parasite. That's what those parasites
Here it is
look
again.
like. They mess up your.
There it is.
Those are all atoms under a microscope.
Which is that, which is sound, vibration, frequency. So the sun, universes gather the collective manifestations of the gross material worlds that have been purified to be offered up to the Father. The Father universes consist of universes, each having a creator God who sustains the eternal unfoldings of the divine thought forms. So I wanted to show that. And what else? See the photons, electrons, just like plants, right? It's the same light that we have. Same light in the plants, the same light in us. And down here, where's it at? See atom. Through the assimilation, man becomes cosmic man who can freely participate in the other forms of cosmic creation. The leadership of cosmic creation unfolds through embodiments of the divine atom, or kadmon, as manifestations of Atman, or Mahasamadaman, and Krishna, and Koma, Shri Koma. Each one of these embodiments of divine light represents the cosmological pyramid of the divine overself coming into conjunction with the human biopyramid in the physical universe. When the two pyramids of light come together to form a Star of David, a new star universe of intelligence is born. When the higher, you connect the lower self to the higher,
And you're reborn.
you're reborn. Because now you're not guided by the lower.
That's right.
You have the higher.
Yeah, your animal instincts.
So accordingly, the I am of the higher universe attaches itself to the I am of the lower universe through the Lords of Light, who bring this unification into one light harmony known as the House of David. And that's all within and in the universe. And that's how you get the true I am identity. Christ body of light. This means that all 7 chakra centers must first be working in perfect harmony and completely aligned with the template of light, the 8th chakra, the connecting link with the overself working with the Christ body of light. So the 8th, right? So the 88 makes the 8 infinity, which would look like, let me pull it up right here. This.
Yep. So you have that time there.
And here's the pyramid down, spirit, matter up. This is what we're talking about with the negative and the positive. Positive, negative. The energy's going up, meets in the center, then transfers into cold, or vice versa. This is how the universe is. This was the 99. That's also the X in the DNA, top of the four sided pyramid. I think that's so. I showed you the field ions. Here's the blood. Field ion. This is the platinum, like you just read. Crystalline structure. God's eye in the middle, even on the. This is also in the. Again, this is the stained glass that they did on the cathedrals. Everybody said, well, it says it has counting 12. Yeah, but the center is always God. Yes, that's 13. You see the cross here. Then the X coming across it. Atoms. Here's in the blood. We're going to show the crystal structures in the blood. Biophysics. Blood crystals. That's what they're talking about right here. They say it's from a bad diet. That's not a good one. Here, let's do let me do this one. Let me pull up the ether one. I got to connect all these. Pull up this one. So we can go back to back. Story of creation. They said it was the big boom. It wasn't.
No.
That's what we're saying.
Science will always push the limits of our understanding. Humanity is on a quest to expand our knowledge, to dig deeper, to look further, and to uncover the truth of reality.
Again, you see the spiral right here, how it spirals. Out, that's the 9, right? And then it goes into another,
9 ether.
and that's the 9 and the 9.
Yes.
reality. For generations, religious teachings once held to the belief that Earth was only a few thousand years old. With the rise and study of evolution and geology, a consensus emerged that our planet was actually millions of years older. By the 1920s, radiometric dating would lead to the current understanding that Earth is 4.55 billion years old. But where did the Earth come from? In the same decade, a Belgian priest named Georges Lemaitre introduced the Big Bang Theory, in which he theorized that the universe began from a single primordial atom. The idea received a major boost from Edwin Hubble's observations that galaxies across the cosmos are speeding away from us in all directions, as well from the 1960s discovery of cosmic microwave radiation. But where did the Big Bang come from? What happened before the Big Bang, which occurred 13.8 billion years ago? Someday we might know the answer, and once we have the answer, the next logical question will be, what came before that? Sacred geometry reverse engineers our method of scientific exploration. It does so by starting with the logical beginning of everything, which is nothing. Before there was something, there was nothing. The universe was without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep. The first thing to come into existence was a point. Before anything could be, it has to start with a point. A point occupies no
Always, you measure all light from a point.
From one certain point.
And this is a representation of the dot 0 point energy. You'll see a dot and you'll see another circle around it, or pi around it. That's God. All light is measured from that point outwards. There we go.
space. It has no dimensions. It's so small it can't be measured, yet it encompasses everything within it. You could say this point is spirit. And what is the first thing that spirit does? It becomes conscious. It becomes aware. 360 degrees of awareness in the vast emptiness of the void.
There you go. That's you in the middle. No matter where you walk on this planet or realm, you're always going to be in the center of your reality, your realm, where you're at. So that makes you the center of the universe. No matter where you go, you're always going to be surrounded 360 degrees.
You're in the middle.
The ancient Egyptians believed that this innate aspect of consciousness is what sparked the process of creation. Then what did spirit do? The only thing it could do, it moved. The first 3 lines of Genesis in the King James Bible. In the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth was without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep. And the Spirit of God moved upon the face of the waters. And God said, "Let there be light." And there was light. Now, interpretations of the Bible have varied a lot over time, but the important thing to note here is that movement happened before there was light. From the vantage of pure physics or mathematics, motion is impossible in a void. You can't go anywhere, or fall, or rotate. There's just infinite emptiness in all directions. So in order to move, you need something in relation to move to. Before there was light, there was movement. Once spirit created a point in space, it was able to move to the edge of its awareness and expand consciousness, creating another circle to form the Vesica Pisces. This football-shaped opening in the middle is the geometric image through which light was created.
Again, when you look at the Washington Monument, It goes right up through this. If you're looking from the aerial down, you'll see this formation, and you'll see the Washington Monument coming right up, the obelisk, right? The phallus coming right up the center. This is also the female. This is male, female aspect. We all come through that.
And it is also the geometric shape through which our eyes receive light. Spirit would continue to expand its awareness, following the Genesis pattern by moving to each intersection of the circumferences and expanding. The second movement creates the third circle, which forms the Holy Trinity. With each movement, more information unfolds. By the fourth motion, we have moved halfway around the first circle, 180 degrees from the first motion. On the fourth day of Genesis, exactly half of creation was completed. After 6 movements, 6 days, a geometric miracle takes place. We have a complete pattern, the seed of life. This complete pattern is called the seed of life, for it contains the recipe of life and all its potential. The second rotation of circles forms a 3-dimensional shape. The ancients who were concerned with life and death called this cluster of spheres the egg of life. Your entire existence is dependent on the egg of life structure. Everything about you, from your height to your eye color, was created through the egg of life form. Spirit would continue this pattern with a third rotation. 19 circles produces the flower of life, a shape that is found in ancient cultures around the world. From China to Ireland to Egypt to India, they all had some notion of the flower of life. Why is this shape so special? Because the information hidden in the flower of life is so important and so sacred that our ancient ancestors had to keep it secret, which was appropriate at that time.
Again, you see,
However,
you see the connection here, even in this video.
Yes.
Let me go to some reason.
Someone asked, will we ever see the whole Bible? The stuff they have in the Vatican goes for so many miles. I mean, miles and miles and miles, that they have the history of everything. All the documents that go even beyond this dimension. So you can't put all that into a book. That's why you have to tap into the ether. Tap into
We're going
the
to go
source.
right here. Ether. Aether, which is an element. We're going to go over that next. Same thing. This is all connected. See that right there? See the spiral?
Mm-hmm.
Creation. How it comes, that's a 9. But when it goes down into the other one, it looks like a 6 the other way. Then it comes back.
Right.
You see over here the spiral up, center, spiral down. There we go.
However, now we either use the information or fall further into darkness. When the flower of life is extended out and all the circles are completed, the fruit of life is revealed. They represent formlessness and emotion. That our ancient ancestors had to keep it secret, which was appropriate at that time. However, now we either use the information or fall further into darkness. When the flower of life is extended out and all the circles are completed, the fruit of life is revealed. This is the secret. Out of the flower comes the fruit.
And that's the fruit.
The fruit of life is an entirely feminine shape. Curved lines are feminine. They represent formlessness and emotion. Once we add masculine energy or lines, the formless begins to take shape. This is Metatron's cube, and it contains the fabric of reality, because out of this shape, we get the Platonic solids. Platonic solids have faces that are all the same size, edges that are all the same length, angles that are all the same degree. And if put into a sphere, all points will touch the edge of the sphere. These shapes were studied in ancient times by the Egyptians, who passed the knowledge to the Greeks, where Pythagoras would study them, and later Plato, which is where we get the name Platonic. There are 5 Platonic solids: the cube, the tetrahedron, the octahedron, the isosahedron, and the pentagonal dodecahedron. Earth, air, fire, water, and ether, or prana. Each Platonic
See?
solid corresponds to a different element, and every element of the periodic table has a geometric relation to one of the Platonic solids.
So God's eye is always centered, very, very centered. Pi, see all the different universes they could possibly imagine.
Yeah, the
From the
seven,
motion of Adam,
someone said the 711 missing books. The 711 is you between your two pillars. That's the 11. Right.
Yeah, because Septa's 7. It was 9/11, right?
Right.
It's really supposed to be 7/11.
Right.
But it's
To
191.
molecules, to viruses, to snowflakes, to the shape of sound, to the orbits of the planets in our solar system. Everything stems from this basic geometric information system. And it all starts with spirit. Looking at ancient myths and religious teachings in a metaphorical sense, and less in a literal materialistic sense, will allow us to decipher the encoded wisdom and may perhaps serve to bridge the divide between spirit and science. As above, so below. There's as much greater than us than there is lesser than us. There's as much outside us as there is within. Everything above us and everything below us is constructed from geometric relationships. When we study sacred geometry, we begin to understand our place in the universe. All this expansion of consciousness, all this curious exploration is really about finding out who we are. We are a mystery to ourselves, and to uncover where we came from is to know ourselves on the deepest level.
We are citizens in the kingdom of God.
Yes. There's always citizens.
Everything, from the smallest particle to the biggest star, is connected, and you are at the absolute center of it all.
See? Told you.
Philosophy is written in this grand book, the universe,
When
which
they say, oh, you think everything revolves around you? Yeah.
It does. It literally does.
Yeah. Don't tell your kids that. Well, maybe
Well,
you should.
you can, just not in a cocky way. A smart ass way.
stands continually open to our gaze. But the book cannot be understood unless one first learns to comprehend the language and read the letters in which it's composed. It is written in the language of mathematics, and its characters are triangles, circles, and other geometric figures, without which it is humanly impossible to understand a single word of it. Without these, one wanders about in a dark labyrinth. Galileo Galilei. Today's video is sponsored by MSI. The golden ratio describes predictable patterns on everything from atoms to huge...
And that's your 9. See the pattern? That's the way we travel. See that? And then it goes into another one. Boom, over here.
stars in the sky. The ratio is derived from something called the Fibonacci sequence, named after its Italian founder, Leonardo Fibonacci. In the sequence, each number is simply the sum of the two preceding numbers. 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 13, etc. This simple sequence produces an amazing proportion of 1.618, which is known by many other names: the golden ratio, the golden mean, phi, and the divine proportion, among others. So why is this number so important? Well, almost everything has dimensional properties that adhere to the ratio of 1.618, so it seems to have a fundamental function for the building blocks of nature. For billions of years, life on Earth has evolved around this proportion to maintain balance and harmony. Our ancient ancestors incorporated the golden ratio into their structures and daily lives. And today, our best technology continues this evolution, for it follows the laws of nature to design user experience, enhance aesthetics, and efficiency. This is the inspiration behind the MSI Creator Z16 laptop. MSI values human.
That's a laptop. So we're going to go into the Akashic Records, the ether. What do they hook us up to when you hook a computer up?
Ethernet.
Ethernet.
Hello and welcome to Hidden History. In today's episode, we will discuss Walter Russell's work and how we can...
Here it is again in the 0 point with the pi. 411. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's 11. 11.
Possibly activate this ether. Walter Russell was an artist, scientist, philosopher, known for his unified theory in physics and cosmogony.
See, it shows it all with the gases and everything all around it. Negative and the positive. Where is it at? Let me just play the video.
He posited that the universe was founded on a unified...
Here's the energy coming down, energy coming up. Centered. See it? Where it meets the hot and the cold. See the diamond? But it spirals. Discharge, discharge, charge, charge. Expansion and contraction.
Principle of
inhale, exhale,
interchange. Walter Russell went into a coma for 39 days. During this time, he stated he saw the nature of reality. He entered a state where he could access the Akashic records. This is a place, but not a physical space. Upon his awakening after 39 days, he frantically wrote down what he had seen, writing philosophical, scientific, and spiritual revelations, which later formed his manuscript, The Universal One. In 1921, he sent his findings, claiming to hold evidence of the universe's laws, to over 500 academics. They all dismissed him, except one, and that was Nikola Tesla. The visionary inventor was so struck by Russell's insights that he urged him to seal the work away for 1,000 years, insisting...
Right here, I'll go back to show you what the pattern is, because right here is it's the Earth's travel. It does the 8, and it comes down below the equator, boom, back up, and then again. You see that?
Yeah.
This is the
Like
equator.
the sun travels.
Yes, same path of the sun. So you see how all the different octaves and how it went from how it came out of here like a tornado up. So this would be March,
So we went to other higher
June,
dimensions.
September, December, March, June, September. Yeah, right. He's seen how it all.
Connect.
It's the path of the serpent. The sun, right, makes that path, and the earth, all of it.
How it's all constructed.
888. That's your 888. Your sun and your moon, plus the earth.
For 1,000 years, insisting that humanity was not yet ready for its truths.
Right here, you see it again, the magnetic pull, just like a magnet. See how it travels?
Like a wave.
Yeah.
Or the sine
The
wave.
straight and narrow
Sine
is
wave.
the equator. Man and woman. See it? Negative and positive.
Yes.
Red and blue. Man, man, man across the top. And then woman, negative, negative, woman, negative. So man positive, woman negative. North Pole, South Pole. Or pull.
Right.
Instead of pole, you should be thinking pull, because it pulls you back to the center. See that?
Walter Russell's revelations argued that matter was not solid, but crystallized light slowed down by 4. Everything around us from rocks to human bodies, were composed of light patterns and shaped by consciousness. So what is the Akashic Records, this plane of knowledge that Walter visited while in his coma? Some refer to this as the Akashic Plane or the Akashic Field, also known as the Akashic Library or Records. This is a place that has a record of everything that has ever existed or will exist, and is right next door to this reality. So the Akashic Library is just an expression of the Akashic Field. The Akashic is an infinite void of latent potential. You cannot travel there in a physical body, but it's more a state of consciousness you can reach. This is a place of instant manifestation. Whatever you think there comes into reality. This is the same substance everything is made of in this physical universe, but it's latent, it's invisible until it's activated. When it's activated, we call this light or ether. This is the same ether that Nikola Tesla was talking about, that his inventions were tapping into, what was used in the old world architecture. This field of energy was once much more active on our planet. Modern day science calls this 0-point energy or dark matter, but this is something science cannot measure or usually completely dismisses. The Akashic field is something very difficult to translate into this reality, as it sits outside of this physical world and is only something that can be self-experienced. The best way to describe it is the same as your imagination, and it's like asking what your imagination looks like, when your imagination is just a blank state, awaiting mental activity.
He said imagination. I'm a G in the nation.
Yes, you have a thought that is then created and projected out into the world and becomes a physical manifestation.
Did you see that?
This is the same out into the world. And
look, right there.
Yes.
You see how it came out of that?
And projected out into the world.
Right there.
And becomes a physical manifestation. This is the same with the Akashic field. It's an empty space, a void. But once a thought is projected there, you ask a question or some mental activity, you will receive answers when you are in the correct state. This is the source of this reality and where everything manifests from. Although not aware to it, this is how reality is actually constructed. The ancient Greeks used what was called incubation sleep to reach this state, and it is described in many other religions and cultures around the world.
And here's all the different planes and all the different, see, soul in the center.
Yep.
They call these planets.
Yeah, they're not
One,
planets.
two.
They're levels.
7.
So different planes. Yeah.
It's like the 7 chakras, right? And then boom. See how he's got
Walter Russell believed that matter was
expansion and contraction, compression, heating and cooling.
not solid but crystallized light slowed by thought, which is taught in Hermeticism. Nothing is actually solid or permanent. It's all a frequency. Everything at its core is energy or light emitting from the all. Everything within this physical universe began as a thought and an idea, which has become a solid, which was guided by your mind and shaped by your consciousness. At the base of everything we see, it's energy, and it is us that is shaping our own personal and collective reality. This is a continuous process going from energy to spirit to form. Manifestation is simply the redirection of our thoughts and then consciously sculpting that into a form, which doesn't always have to be physical. This could be an event, a situation, your thoughts and emotions, which all contain form. Walter Russell believed the physical reality is fundamentally mental, not tied to a specific time in the universe history. Instead, this is a philosophical perspective that suggests the universe's reality is, in its essence, a manifestation of mind or consciousness and moves in rhythmic circles, which is expansion and contraction. Walter believed that good and evil are illusions and asserted that everything sought harmony.
Expansion and contraction is inhale, exhale. If you do not breathe, you lose consciousness, right? So that is the spirit. You're breathing in the spirit. You're breathing in, taking in the breath of God, which gives you consciousness. Stop breathing, when your chest stops the expansion and contraction, that's it, right? You lose consciousness. Now your other organs may still be working for a little bit longer, but what's the first thing that goes? Consciousness.
Hermeticism approach where evil is not necessary. It's a subjective term. He saw death as not the end, but the release of compressed light returning to its source. Time wasn't linear, but a spiral where past, present, and future existed. Walter also saw electricity as a spiral of energy, not merely electrons in motion. And this electricity is all around us. But we are condensed and programmed into physical form through our senses with the reality around us. The Akashic plane or field is invisible, but once it's activated, it becomes light or the ether. Light is the first form of structure, which then creates physical form. So the ether is the masculine force and the magnetism is the feminine force. With these forces combined, creates and shapes the physical world we are living in. Walter Russell viewed health being the natural rhythm of the body. When the ether is moving, this will freely promote health. The disease of the body is down to stagnant ether and doesn't have free flow. When you look at it from this perspective, you can see how Feng Shui is working, which is all about the Earth's energy flow, but also the ley lines of the planet, or dragon lines, also named song lines to the Aboriginals. At the basis of this physical world, everything is pure energy. So when we have dis-ease in the body, this has arisen due to these elements being out of balance, and illness is simply a disruption of that flow. Walter Russell was a genius and so ahead of his time that he was ridiculed by the scientific communities. But this knowledge was very well known about in the ancient civilizations and a missing link to so much of our history. Although in recent years, quantum physics and consciousness studies are now looking at Walter's work, we are still only at the beginning of this old science re-emerging. The uncreated universe is light undivided. The created universe is light divided into mated pairs. This refers to the manifestation of the universe as we know it, where light is organized into pairs of opposites, a positive and negative, or a light and a dark. This division and pairing is the basis for the formation of all matter and energy. So what is the uncreated universe? This is the physical part of our reality that has not yet manifested, that is still in the form of its pure potential. When Walter Russell was talking about light, he was not talking about light from the sun or light from a torch or light bulb. He was talking about esoteric light, which is divine light, beyond the physical reality. This is beyond duality, as it is still with the one and still at its raw source. So the esoteric light is the mental activity. It's the God's mind in action. As we are part of that mind, we are then bringing this into manifestation. So while that light is undivided, it has to go through a process. So it splits itself, divides itself into dark and light, positive and negative, and so on. It divides to interact with itself, creates a polarity. As this light slows down, this then becomes more dense and finally becomes what we see as this physical reality, our material world. So the created universe is light divided into mating pairs, the manifested universe. It's the world we live in now. It's this present moment. Male and female, positive and negative, war and peace. They are all pairs that have been created for this light to experience itself. It's the God mind in action. A simple analogy is the white light holds all the colors, but then there are only actually three primary colors: yellow, red, and blue. With the different combinations of those three colors, it creates all the spectrum of color you see in front of you. But those three colors at source, at their core, are just white light. So with these three colors interacting with each other, it becomes God's mind in action and can bring that light into manifestation. This is how it works with physical light. The light can be arranged and you paint the image you desire. But this process is the same with the esoteric light and how you can manifest anything you wish into your life. We all do it naturally, but when we are aware to these techniques, it becomes very powerful. This is why art and creativity are so important as you are creating your vision. Walter Russell also created a periodical table which proposed a system where the elements were organized by frequencies and vibration. This revealed how all these elements are acting as frequencies. Walter Russell's work was way ahead of its time, and it's how the ancient world saw this reality. Through their architecture, understanding of geometry, connection to the earth's energies, and being in rhythm with the heartbeat of nature, they were able to access this ether, which was once very accessible here on planet Earth. When you understand how these processes happen in our world, you will understand how much human power you hold, and your awareness will fully expand. Thanks for watching, everyone. Please subscribe if you haven't already.
Yeah, once your awareness fully expands, your beat 5D, which is just connecting to your higher self, and not being led by everything outside via the media and all that. What is that? Will you want me to read this? Where's that David piece that did you want me to read?
Oh, right here. It's from the. Go read that one first. Me too. Start with that at the top. Yeah.
Oh, over here. So the essence understood that everything is interactively connected and that everything is energy. For them, God was the name of the highest form of awareness and universal attunement. If a human being wishes and understands how to attain that wish, God can be a sounding board and later an energy which he or she can communicate and so develop their full potential. From the one God, everything has its source. All living things are therefore the result of the projection of that one. Just like a movie, right? Or projector. In 1944, the German quantum physicist Max Planck described that the creative power like this, all matter originates and exists only by virtue of a force. And that's what we just seen in the video, right? We must assume that behind this force, the existence of a conscious and intelligent mind. This mind is the matrix of all matter. For me, this is a very precise description of God, which agrees completely with the essence understanding of the creative intelligence. Yeshua, the essence long-awaited Messiah and teacher of righteousness, said, "My Father's kingdom has many mansions. There are other worlds, other realities, other planes of awareness on which to incarnate. Knock, and it shall be opened. Ask, and it shall be given unto you. Yeshua also said, and the forms of praxis established by the Essenes meant that they understood precisely how we can reorientate ourselves in the direction of God whenever we wish. They knew that this is how to knock on the door so that all possibilities which people have been seeking elsewhere for hundreds of years will be opened up. Right, let me. So the Brotherhood knew that the Book of Life is a continuation of that creative awareness called God. They knew that, too, that at some point everything must return to its point of origin. Go back to center. Everything's going to be drawn back. That which exists there also exists here. Like same thing as above, so below.
Yes.
That which does not exist here does not exist anywhere. Therefore, the Essenes would deem it a nonsense to imagine that by sending a spaceship up in so-called outer space, we could find something that was not already to be found here in our life on Earth. For them, it was the journey inward that made sense, because they knew that the incarnated person is born with organs and senses which are launching pads for the spaceship of awareness. Merkaba, or the chariot of fire, this is a method that can put us in direct contact with the plane of unity with God. Mankind's highest awarenesses, also called the higher self, is the core of the individual soul and is completely independent of human biology. It is only with the soul is incarnate, it needs to use the mind and the senses. When today's scientists turn their back on the mystery schools of the past and the insights connected with them, it is first and foremost because they know nothing about them, but also because they identify these insights with religious sentimentality or fundamentalism. There's a language we seem to have forgotten, and therefore we cannot read its vital meaning anymore. The mystery school of the Essenes was a university offering a millennial-old spiritual science and the understanding that intellectual knowledge is never enough on its own, but it is just the first infant step toward a higher development of awareness, only possible through metaphysical studies and praxis, which must always go hand in hand. The tree of knowledge has to be connected to the tree of life in order to reach the plane of unity. The Ether, or Keter, and Esau. These terms are familiar from the mystical tradition of Kabbalism. Malachite, or kingdom, is the 10th and lowest sephira on the Kabbalistic tree. Tefrit, or beauty, is the 6th and central Sephisphere. Oh. Oh, is that the keys of David?
This just describes David.
Oh, does it?
It's on your page.
Right here where it says the first book of Samuel contains this version of David and the shewbread.
Yeah, start right there because the definition made that
Does it go with what we were talking
about David, what
Yeah.
David actually is.
So then David, to know of, what is it, Amalek, the priest. So the priest gave him hollowed bread, for there was no other bread there but the shrew bread that was taken from before the Lord. That chapter 21, 186. The foregoing is but a cryptic allusion to the perfecting work of the initial of the initiate who is engaged in the effort of eradicating from his nature all worldly ambitions and the desires of the flesh for the development of his higher self, the solar body, the God within himself. The word, is that avatar? That's almost like an avatar, huh?
Yeah.
But it's spelled Abiathar. The name of the high priest is such a plain and easily recognized Irish word that even the uneducated Irishman or Scotsman who is able to speak Gaelic can understand it and will recognize it once as a word of Irish or Gaelic speech. It is a compound of two words. The word Ab, A-B, means Lord or Father, like Abba. And Athar, A-T-H-A-R, is also the word for father. The two words combined would literally be father, father. The literal sense of it would be head father, for the word Ab, A-B, is applied to the head of a monastery?
Yeah.
But the esoteric sense of it is High Father of God. The vowel letter I is introduced to connect the two words into one. The Roman British scribe in this instance gives us a compound Irish word, and of course, without the least suggestion that such is the case, makes a play on the name and presents it to us in the English version of the Bible as the name of the Hebrew high priest. It is a priestly deception, as will be seen readily on the part of the transcriber of Mark, when we understand that the character David and the incident connected with him is but a story invented for the purpose of containing an idea as follows. Abathar is the allegory alludes to the high Father God, manifesting spiritually through the solar sun in his human counterpart, which is the solar or luminous spiritual body of the initiate David. Like we said, the red and the blue, the mother.
Yes, it's an allegory. The story of David is an allegory.
And that's connecting the divine feminine, which is the spirit, the Holy Spirit.
Right.
Which is love, compassion, except for the lower materialistic self. So you never get the crown.
Exactly.
So David, who is on the upward path, striving for the victory of the spirit over matter in the material body or flesh. So he's going to his higher self. He had to quit doing the thing. He had to quit serving two masters.
Right.
He had to quit doing the things that he said he couldn't. It's even in the scriptures where they say they can't even control the things of their body, yet they do things that they don't want to do.
Pleasures of the flesh,
right.
Yes.
So they have that struggle until they're able to sacrifice that those worldly needs, and then you start climbing that ladder. So this should be instructive to every wayfaring man who is traveling eastward towards the dawn from darkness and light into hold on, let me go to David, who is in the upward path. See the upward path, the pyramid up, striving for the victory of the spirit over matter in the material body or flesh. This should be instructive to every wayfaring man who is traveling eastward towards the dawn from darkness to light, into whose hands these pages may come, as well as to the general body of Bible readers. The copyist and transcriber who has given us the version ascribed to Samuel has David go to Nob, to Amalek the priest. The word Nob is Irish and is spelled N-O-E-B, but it is pronounced as it were naive, N-A-E-V, with the O having a short one as the O-E. So this is all, like you said right there. Yeah, that's.
So it was a initiation process in the mystery schools. like the Essenes, the Druids as well. It was the ancient schools of mysteries that taught you how to go to your higher self, and the stories were written in allegories. That was the veil. So if you're reading it literally, you had the veil down, and you didn't understand the allegory or the spiritual meaning of it all.
Yep. Guess he needs to go out.
Just do it.
Yeah, I know. But that's it for that. So we talked about biophysics.
Yeah.
And how everything's connected. There's no escape.
Right.
You just got to know how to operate in it, right? And manifest accordingly.
Absolutely.
And the light is within. That's how all light is measured out. And each one of us has the light. Or a fractal of it. There we go.
July 21st, Schumann Resonance Midday Update, 3:30 p.m. Eastern. Well, we asked for clarity, and the cosmos handed us a flamethrower. From early morning until now, the Schumann spectrogram lit up like a Vegas jackpot vivid, white bursts punching through the chart at 13 hertz and above, peaking with high saturation around 12 hertz of these were. At your regular garden variety pulses, this was grab the holy water and sage the house level energy. The power score surged to 45, which is no joke, and looking at the amplitude chart, there's that classic sharp spike around the 13 to 14 zone, with A1, the white line, dominating. Not surprisingly, many of you may have felt pressure in the head, brain fog, emotional surges, body zaps, or full body. What the hell is this frequency? Mode. You're not broken, you're upgrading. The frequency chart still shows F1 hovering around 7.94 hertz, keeping us dancing near the foundational Schumann beat, but she's restless. Expect internal dissonance if you're not grounded. The Q factor also popped up, significantly translating to the body's tendency to amplify what it feels. So if you're vibing high, you'll be glowing. If you're vibing low, well, you're probably looking for snacks, silence, or a conspiracy video. The VLF Plus geophone charts back this up with pronounced spikes and layered energy blocks. There's also a notable buildup in electric field activity, suggesting the Earth's energetic suit just got hit with an upgrade patch. And let's not ignore the obvious. The spectrogram flatlined into blackout, again past 21 low. Classic sign that either on one, we hit an energetic overload, or two, someone pulled the plug to stop us from seeing what just hit. TLDR, if you feel like a walking antenna right now, congratulations you are. Breathe, ground, hydrate, and maybe cancel plans that involve people who talk too much. You're not losing it, you're syncing up with something bigger.
That's today's report. We will share that out. Again, Merkaba, Ascension. Oh, I got to do the. Oh, we got to do the prescriptions, side effects report. This is kind of like a big pharma commercial, kind of, sort of, but it shows you all the different side effects of prescriptions. And their side effects, and their
What's up, man? You all right? What's wrong with you? My back locked up. Your back? Oh, you need some help? I can help you with that. Oh, it's stuck. It's stuck. Oh, God. I feel like I'm about 95 years old. Oh, I can help you. I got you, brother. Hey, I have feeling better in about 5 minutes. All you gotta do is say the word. What's the catch? Ain't no catch. What you mean catch? Well, I got a couple friends gonna hang out. They might, help out a little bit. Some people like them, some people don't. Most people don't. That's it. But it'll be there. Sometimes, most time, probably maybe all the time, they don't even do anything. But they could. So it's like, it's a risk. But most time, you ain't but said you wanted peace. Is that death? No, he trying to act so tough. He ain't shit. Most time, the hell's he doing here? Legally, I had to bring him. But probably I doubt it. I doubt he's gonna do anything. But it could. But I guess it could. It probably won't. You probably ask. Most people don't even see me coming. You can consider this a courtesy. Oh Jesus! Come on, dude. What you want? You want some peace or what? Cause I got you, dog. I can help you. What y'all doing, y'all? Oh, you trying to work? What in the hell is wrong with him? Don't worry about that. Don't even focus on him. Focus on me. Dang, your back hurt? Uh-oh. Focus on me right here. ADD crazy right now. Ha! Focus on me. Pretend they ain't even here. Yeah, your back hurt? You're going to love this. Gonna make you feel 100 times better. Unless it don't. Hey, all right, dude? In which case, it could go very bad. They gotta come with you. Yeah, he's a lot of fun at parties, though. You never know what's gonna happen. Sometimes it's weird. Sometimes it's boring, but then it just snap. Like, what's going on with you? It's fun to hang out with him. We pick on him a little bit. We troll him. Sorry to interrupt. I like your hat. I just want to tell you that. Yeah, it reminds me of my dad. All right, shut. He's dead. It reminds me of my dead daddy. Uh-oh. I'm sorry about your daddy. He'll be all right. All right, anyhow. I like your hat. I like it. You feel like still crawling in my mouth. Oh my God. I'll tell you right now, I feel like there's still crawling in my teeth. I can't get it out. His teeth itch. It ain't no big deal. Hey, you think you're gonna die? You think you're gonna die because his teeth itch? Nah, dude, he ain't gonna die. It's gonna have itchy teeth. It's all right. I was chewing on my drywall yesterday trying to make it feel better. I seen him. He's telling the truth. I seen him. One time I saw him chewing on gravel. What's wrong with your nipples? It don't help me. I chewed on some steel wool. You ever tried that? That shit hurt. What the hell? That dude got it rough, boy. How's that even, boss? Ain't nobody trying to hear about your leaking titties. Trying to leak an ass. You think your titty well? Okay, my titties leak. Big deal. Hey, shut up. Ain't nothing wrong with it, man. I'm completely normal, dude. Ain't nothing wrong with it. Your titty leak a little bit. It'll be all right. Everybody. Ain't nothing wrong with it. You leaking, bro? You leaking? I just let you. It don't bother me, but it don't bother me. It really ain't that bad, honestly. I don't expect other people be behind me. As long as you ain't walking backwards. You walk backwards, it's over with. If you hold your butt cheeks tight, you good. Don't even worry about what he's talking about. You want me to help? If I let you help me, I gotta deal with all this too. Your back can stop hurting. You can feel better. Hey, think about it. Walk straight, stand up straight. You know what I told you? I said, hey, that's exactly what I told you. I said, hey, pull out through the window real quick. Let me tell you what I really thought. You double backflip. Probably not because you're fat, but your back won't hurt if you do it. You know what I'm saying? Hold on one second. Oh my God, they crawling all of them. Who y'all? Who is that? McDonald's? We in the wrong place, ain't it? It's the wrong video, dog. Just you're in the wrong one. What you mean? What you mean wrong video? This is a fast food video? Fast food. This is a prescription, like side effects, stuff like that. You're stupid. That's weird. All right, my bad. Hey, I pulled up to the wrong damn spot. My fault, y'all. It's all good. That's all right. You just in the wrong video. Anyway, like I said, I told her pull up to the window, watch and see. We'll catch that week. Anyway, so what's it gonna be? I can help you, but I'll stretch, dude. I'll stretch. I'll take a bath, exercise, do some yoga or something. I'm good, dude. I'm gonna talk you into something you don't want to. Hey, you do what you want to do, and I hope you feel better. You coward. This is too much. His teeth, his nipples are pouring out. How is he lactating? Suit you? You done, boy. He can fix your back. Right now. You're like that. How's that? Hey, that's stupid. You stupid. You missing out. Hey. Hope your back feels better. I don't know how you're gonna get it better. I can help you. I'm good, dude. Cow. All right. Suit yourself.
Is that pretty good?
Get that gun out of your
Damn Connecticut State Trooper.
I don't care who you are.
Right now.
You spit in my face.
Property
You're
right
going
now.
to jail now.
Going
Look
to
at
jail.
this. Look at this. He's spit in my
Get off my
face.
The hell?
You say you're
right
going
in
to
my
jail.
face.
It's all being recorded.
I don't care.
I know you don't
my
care.
property.
Because you don't face
right
any consequences. Don't spit in my
biggest
face.
mistake you ever
No,
made.
no, it's not. It's the biggest mistake you ever made. Look at the
Get
gun
it
in his
fired.
hair.
Sorry.
That man walking off with a gun is a Connecticut State Trooper named.
I didn't play that.
It just went to the next thing.
Yeah, I just went to the next video. It's a little weird. That's side effects of prescription drugs. If Big Pharma were telling the truth on the commercials. Right. That would be like the representation. That's it. We're gonna go see. That's it. Yeah. Kind of a choppy show. Lost a little bit of. Facebook is down because of Mike still has to come back and reactivate it. So
Yes.
that's why we don't have it on Facebook right now. Yeah, you like the McThick? McDonald McThick. So if the Big Pharma commercials were telling you the truth, that's kind of the commercial they would be making. That's kind of a good way to wake somebody up, ain't it?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
The anal leakage. I mean, not the anal leakage, but the, what was that he had? He was lactating
Yeah.
from his McBoobs. He got
Had
too
all sorts of
McThick.
issues, right?
He got McThick and ended up with McBoobs. That's it.
That's what you said. Aries wants to rise.
A rise.
Aries is a rise. Aries is an anagram of I rise. It
Or a ray.
A ray. Yeah, true. It marks the rising of the sun as it returns from winter, transitioning into spring. The moment symbolizes awakening and the return of light. In esotericism, Aries represents the awakening of the inner self through a movement towards higher understanding. Just as the sun begins to shine more brightly in the phases of the cycle, Aries reflects a state of becoming more conscious, more aware, and more in tune with the inner light.
Not that false light on TV, then 1080p.
Right.
Doing the 180 with that 1080.
Oh, it was lactating man boobs.
Lactating man boobs.
Making memories of it.
Just a couple side effects, that's all. You know, not much, but hey, your back hurt. No, I'll call Mrs. Sheepdog. She got something for me.
Right.
Egyptian art reveals the one expressed through many forms, and the center is always the God, right? The sun. It wasn't sun worship like they were saying. It's just they knew the when all points of light come from the center
From the light.
and is measured
Center light.
out, were projected out through the 7 rays. 3, you got red, blue, and yellow.
This is from the Book of Wisdom. That's an excellent book.
See, these are all the different seasons, but always in the center with the mother. See,
Yes. Yeah, she's holding the ankh.
these are all the different animals. Different seasons, different gates. Right here, Cardinal 1, 11:11. And then coming. Pizza chains are collapsing. Not because people hate pizza, but because the middle class can't afford it anymore. That $18 pie is now a symbol of a broken system where even junk food is priced like a steak.
Yeah, right. Yeah, maybe that's a
$20.
good thing,
Right.
right? We'll go up the Irish stuff tomorrow.
Again, spirit, matter. This is the keys of David. This is the 88, the infinity. This is the 8th chakra. And that's it. Remove this. And we're good. And we'll be back tomorrow. Oh, here it is. There we go. All right. You got anything else we need to put out before we take off?
That's it.
That's it. We'll be back tomorrow.
See y'all tomorrow. Good night. Keep prayers for Mike. Keep him in your prayers. We keep praying for him daily. And we need donations for the Truth Seekers also, so we can keep this going. So many thanks to all that has donated and donated for Scruffy Lou. And we appreciate y'all all, and we love you, and we'll see you tomorrow.